All right, my friends, welcome to episode 321 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry, the professor at Prof Plays Games on Twitter. Over there is Anthony, the dev, on Twitter. How you doing, man?
I'm at Summerspeak on Twitter.
What the fuck did I say?
I don't know. It was a jumble of words in my name, but it was nothing in there with Summerspeak. So...
Wow. I can't wait to go back and listen to the podcast and figure out what I said, because I sure as fuck thought I said Summerspeak.
At least I didn't hear Summerspeak. I heard my the dev.
It's possible that I didn't say it right because I was reading through my list of things that I wanted to talk about tonight as I was talking.
That's possible.
So I could have said at Starfield on Twitter. We'll find out.
But yeah.
So give me 1 second. A friend just texted me who needs an answer. So I'm going to have you vamp by telling me how you're doing.
I am doing okay. Busy weekend. I installed a garage door opener. Don't recommend. I did not like that, but I did it. And it would be great if it completely worked, but for whatever reason, the emergency sensors are freaking out, so I have to manually hold the button to close it every time right now until I can figure out why the wiring is not working on the emergency sensors. It's a fun time. I love home ownership and doing this crap.
You learn so much, though, right?
Oh, so much great stuff that is so fun to learn. But that was a fun thing to do. Think of anything else that's been going on. Getting excited for midnight tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's I thought it was tomorrow. Wait, I thought it was midnight tonight.
No.
Oh.
No. When's tomorrow night, the 12th. For Astroneer on Switch. We'll go live at midnight PST on...
Awesome. That's so cool.
I guess that's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday night. Yep. So it'll be up tomorrow. And actually, all the updates are going out because there's a big content update that goes with it, and all of that goes live on all platforms at midnight tomorrow night.
Awesome. Okay, so midnight on the 12th. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So awesome, man. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I need to get my pre-order in so I can get the Samus skin, although you said that
it's done in a little bit of a different way. It's more of like a early bird thing, where you'll get it and you'll be able to redeem it from our in-game store. We're going to leave it in the in-game store for a little bit until physical copies show up.
Got it.
Mid-February.
Okay.
So everyone has a chance to get it, basically.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
If you get a physical copy, though, there is an included card for another cosmetic set. I don't know what the name of it is. I know I shouldn't say what character it's based around, or they'll get in trouble.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
But it's I think it's it's a green palette. I will say that.
Oh my god. Okay. So for Switch, I get physical
with
games.
Big rupee kind of thing on the visor. With a rupee visor.
Oh my god, my daughter is going to lose her shit. I get physical. I usually buy physical for Switch, just because their fucking storage is so small. Would that give you access to Samus too, or is that only digital?
No, you'll get access to Samus with that.
With the physical one.
With the physical, yeah.
Oh, then I'm gonna wait because I have new news and I'm gonna wait.
Yeah, I think the thing for people to know that are listening to this, that the physical is just slightly more expensive in general. It's, I think, $10 more than the digital because of the cost of manufacturing the carts.
Right. Well, I'm going to add to your NPD then.
That's great. So yeah, but that's kind of a bonus we can give people who get physical. Just some more special cosmetics. So yeah, it's exciting though. Our first wave of Japanese physical sold out. So
wow,
our publisher just let us know that, and they're ordering a second run of physical. I don't know how many units it is. It's more than 100. I know that. Probably
more than 100 copies or 100,000
copy. I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers. I have no clue what the actual production run is for our Japanese publisher. What their how many physical? 100. It's probably way more than 100. But they sold out and making another production run. So
because it's already out in Japan, it's already selling, right?
That's a good question. I think it actually is selling in Japan starting for us right now when we're recording it.
Yeah. Okay.
I think people could
Dude,
have
that's so
actually
exciting.
ordered it, and yeah, it is crazy. It's actually happening.
Oh my God, you're working on a game that has costumes of Nintendo character.
Yeah,
Dude, that's like, I don't know. I'm not you, but I'd be like, this is the fucking pinnacle. I have reached the top.
kind of.
There's more to.
I
There's
mean,
more to climb.
there's definitely a feeling of like, holy crap, I have a game on the Switch, and the content that's coming out tomorrow at midnight, like the big patch, all this stuff, has a lot of stuff I worked on in it. Like,
That's so cool.
I have a lot of stuff I can point to in that and be like, yep, that's me. Which is awesome. And
Very
that
cool.
gets to be like the launch content for the Switch. So that's cool.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God, so excited for you, man.
Yeah. Oh, it's
And
exciting.
the whole team, obviously.
Yep. It's a good transition into a bunch of games are coming out from now through the first 6 months of this year.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about the ones that we're excited about and we're looking forward to, and that was my number one. So we've just talked about that.
Well, it kind of is my number one, but I can set that aside. I'm biased on that one.
So proud
I mean,
of you.
I have
So
a
excited.
yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's cool. It's crazy to think this is real now. And eventually I'll have a physical copy myself, which will be great.
Right. Wait, I'll have a physical copy before you do?
No, I don't know when we'll get physical copies for the team.
Like after they sell commercially? Or before?
I don't know when they'll send it out. They'll probably send it because it's Gearbox Publishing who does our physical.
Oh, okay. Randy
so
Pitchford. Nice.
they did they did like the PS4, the publisher that, and they handled the logistics of shipping everything everywhere. So I assume we'll ship copies to the office here when they start shipping them to distributors, basically.
I'm really glad it wasn't Activision doing the
Nope.
publishing, because this podcast would have been very awkward.
It would have been very awkward, but no, it is Gearbox Publishing.
Yeah,
which
cool.
I don't even know what Gearbox Publishing has specifically done.
Didn't they do boy, it was just given on PS4 last month as a free game.
Godfall.
Thank you.
They've done Godfall. Oh, they did Tribes of Midgar. They're doing the next Homeworld. Yeah, Astroneer, Risk of Rain 2, Subnautica, Banner Saga, Hello Neighbor, We Happy Few.
A lot of cool indie games, to be honest.
Yeah, actually, they have a pretty, I'm looking at their page, pretty broad catalog of stuff that they published. Some bigger stuff, some smaller stuff. The publisher of Fortnite on something.
Really?
Probably dealing with physical, I would expect.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which basically, like, it's a plastic box with a game card in it.
Yeah. Publisher, yeah. They're listed as one of the publishers for that. So I don't know. Pretty exciting. So I assume once they have product, they'll send some to us. So
yeah. Cool. Well, I'm excited to put my physical pre-order then instead of the digital, which is fine because my daughter and I are playing a game right now that we're going to play for a while, and I'll talk about it later. And it's fucking nothing that we've talked about in the last 6 months. So, and it's good. We both love it. Anyway, so games that are coming out this year. What's your number one, latest one coming out?
Oh,
just the one that's nearest to us in time.
Nearest to us, so I have a list of just ones that were highlight for me, and some of them with some marks on like ones that I'm definitely going to get.
Okay, let's do that then. Okay.
So
I did mine chronologically.
I did mine. Mine is chronological.
Okay.
But it's not ones that I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. The first one is Pokemon Legends Arceus.
That's my first one as well.
I just don't know if I'm going to get it.
Me neither.
But
I'm gonna wait for reviews.
Interesting, and I don't. It would be one of those things if my kids were like super into Pokemon still.
Yeah.
I would be like, day one buy, get it for them. They can play it. I can play it. It'll be fun. But they kind of have fallen out of Pokemon some way. That's just not high on their list of like super interests anymore. So it might just wait for a thing of, I'm sure like my son would love it. But it might be kind of like a birthday present whenever he's like, I want a new game kind of thing. But it looks cool. It looks kind of what I would like out of a modern day Pokemon. More open world exploration, a little bit more action to the catching of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, I do understand people's complaints where they look at it and they're like, this doesn't look as good as like Breath of the Wild. And I'm like,
Right.
no, it doesn't. Have you looked at a Pokemon game though? Overall, they're not known for their I would say pushing the hardware on visuals really. So
Or even looking at like what other people are doing. They
yeah,
just do their own thing in their own
pretty
silo.
much, and they can is the thing because this thing's going to probably sell many millions of copies.
Right. If you're printing money and enjoying what you're doing, why switch up too much?
Yeah.
For me, if the reviews come back and it's like, this is the Pokemon Breath of the Wild that you've been looking for, like there is so much to do in the world. There are so many interesting things to find. Like, cool. That I might be interested. I'm more interested to see what they do with something that's different.
Yeah. I agree. Should say that comes out January 28th.
Same day as Critical Role hitting Amazon?
It is because Critical Role moved up a week. So
Right.
yeah, so you get Pokemon and Critical Role. Is it an anime? Animation? I don't know.
I would just call it an animation.
Yeah, because it's being
Anime
animated
speaks to me
of
like
a certain
Japanese
culture.
specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
But it's being animated by Asian studios. So
Good point.
or in the US studio that has Asian. I don't know how it works. But either way, yeah. So that's coming out then. The next thing on my list that I think I'll probably pick this up as just a small indie thing because I don't think it's going to be terribly expensive and a ton of time is on February 8th, Ollie Ollie World.
Yeah.
Looks freaking cool. Just as like a
really cool.
fun little thing. Like I don't expect I would spend 50 hours playing this game, but as a nice diversion for a dozen hours, maybe 20. Sure.
Yeah, it looks like something that can hook me. I have that on my list as well. I think that that's a game that I could pick up and play for 20 minutes a night and then move on and feel good about it. Before that one, temporally, I have Uncharted Legacy of Thieves.
Oh, right.
Which they have this cool, finally. I don't know if because of the pushback they got for the last game they did this on. I can't remember which one it was. But if you own any of the games digitally, instead of having to buy the whole package, you can just pay a $10 upgrade. Oh, it goes to Tsushima, I think, or that.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so $10 upgrade. I owned Uncharted 4 as a disc. I don't have a disc PS5. So that's not going to work. But I do own the sequel-ish to Uncharted 4. I'm blanking on the name of
The Lost Legacy.
Lost Legacy, thank you. Digitally. So that entitles me to get the whole package upgraded for $10. I'm on board with that. Those two games are great.
I'm looking at that.
You've played them, right? Haven't you?
I have not played Lost Legacy. I own Lost Legacy. I need to play it. I just have to go back and do it at some point.
You don't have to now. You can upgrade for $10 and play on a nice PS5 version.
I'm trying to see here. Uncharted Legacy. Players that have purchased any of these titles, Uncharted 4, Uncharted Lost Legacy, Uncharted 4, A Thief's End, Lost Legacy bundle, $10 upgrade to receive PS5 remaster of all those games.
Correct.
Let's say if I just owned Lost Legacy.
Yep.
I pay $10 and then I just get Uncharted, like the whole thing.
You get the whole thing. Yep. Because it's one package. Yep.
That's great, actually.
It is really great. And as soon as they said that, they took them all off sale. So you could no longer buy them. So that if you had bought it before then you get that thing. Otherwise, you're not going to get a backdoor in later. So it's good because they got blowback for, I thought it was Ghost, but maybe it's something else where they didn't offer that kind of, I mean, I think that's really generous.
It is actually.
I would have said like if you own both of them, and I don't digitally, I own one as a disc. But yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out and seeing what that looks like. At least I'll pay the $10 just to fuck around a little bit. After those games, I think we have two big ones.
There are a couple big ones here. So I have one on February 11th that you probably don't have, which I'm going to see what reviews are like because I just like action RPGs. Lost Ark. Which is... It's been out in Asia for a bit, but it's an action RPG. It's being published by Amazon. It's the game that they probably should have put out, flipped the order of release, and released Lost Ark first. and delayed New World.
Yeah.
But it's like a more MMO-ish action RPG, isometric action RPG. Um, and I'm just a
Those
sucker for
words all sound good.
yeah, I'm just a sucker for the genre. So
Yeah, totally.
it makes it on my list for that reason to say, hey, I should look at this. But the next one that I'm like that I have on my list and I'm like, I will be buying this February 18th, Horizon Forbidden West.
Mm-hmm. That is on my list too, and there's no Breath of the Wild anywhere in the vicinity. So maybe if I buy it, I will stick with it.
I mean,
why are you looking forward
to it? For me, I look back on that and I'm like, I really enjoyed Horizon as a game, and I'm ready to see Guerrilla to take the next step with it, because it was a good. I would say it was what it got. I think it was like probably an 8 out of 10 for me overall.
Yeah, me too.
That's kind of where it lands. Even though I platinumed it, I really enjoyed it. I still feel like there's a lot of room to improve for Guerrilla and what they do. And now they've had a few years to refine their formula on this. And I hope that this is a 9 or a 10 out of 10. That's what I want. I want them to refine all their systems. It's going to look gorgeous. We already seen that. And I'm very, from a storyline standpoint, I'm curious where the story goes as well now, because of how the first game ended.
Right.
So yeah, it's cool to see it back. It's cool that it's on the West Coast. There's just a lot of fun stuff there. Yeah, that's exciting. It's exciting for me.
Yeah, I don't have much more to add. It's on my list for the same reason. Other thing, is just really emphasize the West Coast piece.
Yeah,
I'm very, very excited about that.
Want to climb the Golden Gate, the ruins of the Golden Gate Bridge?
I do.
Yes.
Am I gonna
go ahead?
Like just like a destroyed city instead of just like the compressed San Francisco, just like this destroyed. I just love running around the Bay Area. I don't know, something about it.
Got to climb to the top of the Golden Gate and then switch to photo mode and take all the photos.
Yep. And they have a killer photo mode in those games.
They do. I don't think they'll make that any worse than the first game. So
no, definitely not.
Yeah, their photo mode was really good. But I mean, that comes out on the 18th, and 1 week later now is Elden Ring on the 25th.
I feel like Guerrilla has just got to be like, motherfucker, we avoided Breath of the Wild 2, and now we have Elden Ring. God damn it. But at least those are like so different.
Yeah.
So different, I hope. But
yeah, I don't think it's going to cannibalize each other too much overall.
Right. I think they're different enough.
Yeah. But man, I'll have to wait on Elden Ring. Like, it's still a FromSoft kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, are you going to pick it up and play it for your requisite 5 hours?
Fuck. You were so goddamn right about that. With Dark Souls or Demon Souls, I mean. I'm waiting on Travis. I'm gonna wait for Travis for a couple of weeks, and because he knows whether or not I'm gonna like it based on what what I like and what he likes in those games. If Elden Ring disappoints him because it's like easier or like a departure from Souls in some way, then I will probably like it. But I don't think it will be a departure from Souls.
Not from what I saw, because I saw was early December they let streamers play it.
Yeah, right.
And I watched some stream and I'm like, nope, it's Souls. It's still very much Souls. Which, why would they move away from that? The formula that works for them in that way.
It seems a little less lonely to me. I feel like there's more people to talk to. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, there's just a lot in the world to see.
And,
like interact with, and it's cool.
Exactly.
But it's definitely not the game for me. I know that.
No, and I think just the way that my semester is going to be next semester, which is like whatever last semester was minus 1,000%. It's going to be so much better for me mentally. If I pick up Horizon, I'm going to stick with it because I think it's going to be the right type of not dark, or at least not too dark, but just what I wanted from one. I think is going to come. I really think it's going to come through in this one. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about Horizon. It's the first one that I'm excited about that I'm going to pick up day one.
Yeah.
So unless the reviews are like just fucking garbage, which they're not going to be. So
I doubt it. I have a hard time believing, not Guerrilla, but Sony themselves would let it out without it being, very well polished at this point.
Well, they've had so much time to polish it. They've pushed it back once or twice.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and there's definitely a confidence. You can see how they're promoting it and the whole thing. So yeah, I think Sony wants to wants to use this as a big tentpole for a good chunk of the year.
Yeah, because God of War doesn't have a release date.
Not a release date. Earliest is probably the fall,
Yes.
the winter release. But speaking of other things, Sony, do you have anything before March 4th?
I didn't write down the date for an indie game I have, but I only have 2 more games on my list that are dated. Most of my list, most of the things I'm excited about, don't have dates yet.
Okay.
But I have a small indie game, and then I have a game coming out November 11th.
Okay.
So, which you know what
so
I'm
just going to say March 4th, I have a dilemma.
Uh-oh. Oh, is it Triangle Strategy?
There's 2 games. March 4th sees the release of Triangle Strategy and Gran Turismo 7. And there's only one racing game I ever play, and that's Gran Turismo.
Oh, wow.
I don't really like Forzas that much. If I'm playing racing it, like when I'm really getting into racing games and playing it, I want like super realistic. There's a certain, I don't know, zen you get into of that, and like just learning and getting the curves right and the speeds, the whole thing. Like it's
right.
Just get super into the Gran Turismo games. Ever since the first one. My God, we could talk to Travis about that too. He and I played the shit out of the first Gran Turismo. And I played a ton of the second one. Back in between high school and college. So I'm like, there's a part of me that's like, God, I'm super excited for that. But of course, Triangle Strategy comes out the same day. Why did they name it that? God damn it.
It's so bad. It's so bad. It is really probably the worst video game name in recent memory of like a major release, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I totally agree. It's just funny when they're like, Project Triangle Strategy, name, working title. It's like, we just dropped the project. That's all you did. Why?
Oh my God.
But I don't know. I can't probably justify getting both on the same day. I mean, theoretically I could, but then I'd have to also be like, tell my wife, so I'm going to spend a crap ton of money on games on one day. And she'd be very much asking me like, are you going to play both of those right now at the same time?
Right.
The answer would probably be no. So
yeah, one hand for each.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to make a choice as time comes up to it. Like, maybe it's just waiting to see what reviews of Triangle Strategy actually are. Because I'm less worried about Gran Turismo 7 being bad. Like,
man, I feel like if I were to make a decision for you, which you're not asking, but I'm giving unsolicited advice, you play a lot of games like Triangle Strategy. You don't play many like Gran Turismo 7, so why not get the different one?
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. But again, I have till March. I'll decide probably.
Yeah.
Oh, the day
March 3rd.
before. Yeah. Get a sense of what I'm feeling like. But yeah. Those two. That's my dilemma there. An indie game coming out March 16th that I would probably pick up is Tunic.
Yep, that's the one on my list. Yep.
Nice. It's March 16th.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, I am very excited about that because it's been a long time coming. And it just feels like the Legend of Zelda game that would be... Oh, shit. Dropped my phone everywhere. So I took off the case for lots of reasons, and it's just sliding off my fucking setup here. Anyway, it just looks like a cute Legend of Zelda-ish experience.
It is. It's really cute. And I'm trying to see. It will be on Steam and Xbox on March 16th.
Yep.
I wonder if it's coming to Game Pass.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I thought it was day one.
Is that... They don't say on the Tunic website.
Oh, I thought for sure it was Game Pass day one.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me that Microsoft would be like, here, money, here you go.
I just associate Tunic with Microsoft, so I kind of thought it was like Microsoft published, but I guess it's not.
No, it's Finji is the publisher and developer.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah,
I think they're the developer. Yeah, but pretty excited for that one because I've seen it at PAXs for many years. It's been in development for a long time, and just great little art style, like you said. Just that unique take on like a isometric Legend of Zelda. Kind of reminds me of the Link's Awakening remake that they did.
Yeah, me too.
But actually, I would kind of say this is kind of even a cuter art style. with the little fox.
Yep.
So
Yeah, the fox is what makes it, man.
yeah, but I'm excited for that one. That's definitely an indie that I'm picking up. And then on March 18th, I have this one listed as a question mark, possible depending on reviews. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin.
Did you play the demo?
Nope,
I did.
didn't like it.
No, but I don't like those kind of games. It's like Final Fantasy Dark Souls kind of thing, right?
And that's why I have a question mark on it. I'm like, is that the thing that gets me to play one of these games?
Fucking probably.
It's potential. It's potential.
Yeah.
That's a pure question mark there of being like, well, if there's one that's going to do it, this might be it. And it's a prequel to the first Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
So
I feel
I'm
like if
curious.
they're like big Final Fantasy people, that play this game and say, if you're a Final Fantasy fan, you should play this, then I think you will play them. I don't know
100%
when.
correct. That would totally happen.
Yeah, exactly. Like those streamers that you watch Final Fantasy 14 play, and they're like, yo, you guys got to check this out. I don't know if you'd check it out immediately, but I know you'd check it out.
Yeah. So, I'm thinking of anything. The next thing for you is the end of the year, right?
November, yeah. And then everything else is like, who the fuck knows when it comes out?
Yeah. So I only put stuff that was dated in because I just didn't know for sure on some of that undated stuff if it's ever coming out this year.
I agree. I think there's one of my who knows list that I think for sure is coming out. I don't know when, but the rest, who knows?
I'm going to get April 12th. Likely I will get 13 Sentinels for the Switch.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that on the list.
I want to play it. It's on the Switch. I'm like, yes, please. Like, there we go. Now I want to play it.
I saw that and I was like, you know what? I should have waited because I bought it on PS5. It was on sale or whatever, but
yeah,
like it's a Switch game. It seems like a Switch game to me.
And the next big the Square thing was Forspoken on May 24th. And I want to see reviews on that one. It looks cool, like has a good visual, neat visuals, and concept, but I still questionable if it will actually be an interesting game or not. Can they pull off the open world? Check which studio is actually making Forspoken. Luminous Productions. They led the development. They were an external development team on Final Fantasy 15.
I can see that. That look is similar.
Yeah, and they made the engine, the Luminous engine.
415.
The name of the company is to
okay.
Oh, kind of. No, maybe not. The aim of the Luminous Productions as one of the 12 business units is to create AAA video games for a global audience using Square Enix's proprietary Luminous engine, which is the Final Fantasy 15 engine. So that makes sense. That's why it kind of looks the same. I don't know. Could be cool. Again, that's one waiting. And the first 6 months, that's my last out of the first 6 months that I'm have any kind of interest in.
Yeah, mine stopped at Tunic, to be honest, and then I've got Starfield in November.
Yep.
Which is the only other dated one for the rest of the year that I have. So if you have others for the rest of the year that are dated before that?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yes, I'm interested. I think I'm more interested as a voyeur, just to see if this is like a huge step forward for that studio, for Bethesda or not. It just seems like it feels like forever. No, it feels like yesterday when it was first revealed and given like a 2022 date. Yeah. Which felt forever away. And now it's 2022.
Don't remind me.
I'm stunned by dates at this point.
Last year was 2019, right?
Might as well, dude. But I'm curious how if it's janky as fucking Fallout always is, or or if they've really new engine, new everything. I mean, I think it is new engine. I think they said that.
I'm pretty sure it's a new engine. There's no way that thing is running on any of those older engines. But I don't know. I mean, the easiest thing, it's probably going to be on Game Pass. So.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So it's owned by Microsoft now. I assume it's going to be day one Game Pass. So
I believe
that might be the cheapest way to try it out and see.
Yep.
Man, I wonder how that's going to work. This Game Pass thing is still kind of crazy to me in that way.
It's just like the Netflix of gaming, like we make shit, you want it, you subscribe, like that's it. Okay. I mean, I have a Game Pass subscription. I haven't played a Game Pass game in fucking months, but they have my money. So
yeah, I canceled mine because I wasn't playing anything on it. But I'll start it again when I need to.
See, you're good with money, Anthony, and I'm me. So,
but yeah, that's all I really have. There's a bunch of undated stuff, but I just don't know right now. Like, I can see a lot of it just moving out of this year completely.
For sure. I'm going to list them. I'm only going to talk about one because I think of everything I'm going to list, only one is for sure coming out this year, and I just feel that in my bones. So God of War Ragnarok, I'm excited about, not coming out this year, or possibly not. Breath of the Wild 2, obviously, but I don't think it's coming out this year. Mario Rabbids Spark of Hope, I don't know, it could come out this year. Oxenfree 2 probably will, I'm not sure, but I'm interested to check that out, see how they've iterated on that. Witcher 3 Enhanced Edition. They've talked about coming out this year. If it does, I'm very excited about that.
I think they were supposed to be out last year, but they delayed.
They were supposed to be out last year. That's right.
So I assume it's going to be because CDPR gave talk that would come out and Cyberpunk's update would come out. But this year
in the reverse order. Cyberpunk update comes first, I thought.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, which makes me think this is never coming out because I don't think that's coming out.
Okay,
but
makes sense.
I could be wrong. 2 Point Campus I'm excited about for some fucking reason to sim a fucking college campus because I'm a total idiot. I should just go back. I haven't
seen that.
You haven't seen that?
No.
Yeah, it's not dated. So
okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if it will this year. Who knows? But I should just go back to Fire Emblem 3 Houses to get some of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fucking teaching face to face for 2 years, so I'm like, what was that like? But the one game that I am sure is coming out this year, but it's not dated, is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. I am confident that's coming out in 2022. That is, of all the games on this list of everything we've talked about, that is 100%, not just day one. The second it downloads, I'm going to sit down and fucking play it for a good chunk. Like, that is not like a buy and wait. I'm going to dive into that game immediately and just bliss out on nostalgia.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if they have any inkling of when it's coming out. Let's see what their press kit says. Release date 2022.
Yes.
So theoretically this year, but
yes.
They
all the ones that I listed, I can see all of those pushing except for this one because I want it so badly. This is the game. Yeah. This is the game I want the most this year. And that's very funny, but it's exactly true.
Maybe you'll find out. Yeah, why not? It's not even on the list that I had looked at, but
I looked at the Game Informer list. Is that what you looked at?
Yeah, didn't see it on there. Maybe
all the way down the TMNT.
Oh, did they not?
TMNT.
Yeah. Oh, okay, that's why I skipped over. I was looking for the full name.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. Mm-hmm. Well, cool. Yeah. I'm sure
this is going to be a fucking great if the games that are not dated do come out this year. Boy, oh boy, what about?
No, this year is like the first 6 months. There's a bunch of cool stuff coming out. Like,
yeah.
Oh my god. It's like everything got delayed out of 2021 to here.
Yep. Let's hash it out.
I mean, there's in theory, there's the possibility that Final Fantasy 16 comes out this year.
God, have they even talked about that?
Yes, they have talked. The trailer, they're originally going to be showing stuff off on it in December. So this is the weird thing on the development of that. It's being done by Creative Business Unit 3, which is the same studio that does Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
And the producer of Final Fantasy 14 is the producer of Final Fantasy 16. And he put a letter out on December 27th going, I apologize, we won't have anything to show as I had promised by the end of the year. And he just put out a big statement of like what's going on. It's been a lot due to COVID, and not necessarily COVID them, but it's using a lot of outsource art studios, and they're having a hard time getting art from outsourcing places.
Yeah. Right.
It just slowed everything down. It's been delayed a bit, but he made clear like the next time you see it, which will be in the spring, it's going to be a lot of info, and they didn't want to. He didn't give a date, but was very clear that like when they show it again, they didn't want the release date to be too far away. So my thought is when they show it, they probably want it out within 6 months.
That's cool. So maybe it's like a holiday release then.
That's what I'm thinking. It's potential, which would be incredible.
Because what does Square have lined up this year besides Triangle Strategy in March?
Forspoken.
Oh yeah, right. That's May.
And Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy. Like they have smaller things, but
Okay.
everyone's sitting here being like, okay, Final Fantasy 16, you've shown it. It's going back to like medieval fantasy setting.
Yeah, dude. It looks good.
It does. I'm excited to see what they do, and having played a lot of Final Fantasy 14, have a lot of faith in that team
Yeah.
for delivering. So I don't know how that team splits time between time and resources and people
They
working
just
on
like
an
split people
MMO.
off, right?
I
They must
assume.
split
I
people
assume
off,
they have
yeah.
they're running two teams.
Yes, exactly.
But still, I'm like, man, that's huge.
And they're like, we can move once we release Endwalker, we can move you off to nope, never mind, servers are fucked.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yep, stay here.
So, yeah, I'm pretty excited though. So I guess what have you been playing then?
So let's see here. Have I played anything else with her this week? Probably something I can't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We started playing Skyward Sword. And
Okay.
we had played in September for just like 30 minutes. Like the initial, oh, your fucking loft wing is missing and Groose is a dick. But then today we played, we woke up this morning, we played for an hour when we wake up. And then today and tomorrow, I'm basically on full time with her because Karen's getting a bunch of work done before I leave. I'm going to an Airbnb by myself tomorrow to do some music stuff and just kind of have a little break, which sucks in this fucking COVID time. Just like, yeah, anyway. So after her nap, I usually don't do this, but I was like, we want to continue the story because we had just gotten to the inside of the goddess, the statue of the goddess, where you pick up the Master Sword. And we stopped right before you see what's in that room. So she wanted to continue. And we played for like another hour and a half. And we're just like going around helping all the Kikwis in that beginning opening area there. Like the whole, I mean, I've heard this for a long time, but the whole opening area, like tutorial-ish, whatever, is very fucking long.
Yes.
Very long. But something about it is just captivating. And I'm not sure, and I think this is what it is, but there is so much talking. There's so much story given through dialogue that it's basically me reading her a story.
I see.
A lot of the first 2.5 hours is me reading to her. And I try to paraphrase what Fee says because she talks fucking weird, on purpose, obviously. This very like stilted, kind of antiquated, whatever. So I just kind of paraphrase it. But she's like so invested in the Kikwis and making sure they don't get hurt by the monsters. And then we went out for a walk afterwards. Got rid of our pumpkin from Halloween finally. And I told her I'd keep some of the pumpkin seeds so we can go plant them around the neighborhood. So we went around the neighborhood this afternoon and started planting pumpkin seeds in different people's yards and in the green spaces and the public places. They probably won't grow, but who knows? But she like grabbed a sword and started like, doing sword moves like Link was doing again. I don't know. It's kind of fun to see her engage with a new Link story because she wanted to play Wind Waker. And I was like, let's play one we haven't played yet. And and she got really, really into it. And
nice.
I did too. I was dreading the opening. I've heard lots of bad things about it. And I know this is the new one, so they've like streamlined a lot of it. So I'm thankful. Fee is probably not as annoying, but she still kind of is. So yeah, we've been playing that we put about 2.5 hours into that today.
All right then. That's cool.
Yeah, very cool.
No, I've only been playing Final Fantasy 14. I'll be honest.
Welcome back to the Final Fantasy 14 podcast.
Kind of. I'm at this point. I'm like, fine. I'll just ride this out until I have Forbidden West or something. I'm just having a good time with it. I'm just leveling other jobs and trying out different things. I'm doing a bard now, and I'm level 67. So I've figured out how to kind of the rhythm on how to level other jobs now once you get one to max and go through the story. So
yeah.
They don't make it terribly difficult. So there's a bunch of stuff to do, and I take that time to do other side quests and side content that I didn't do on my way through the first time, like the Final Fantasy Tactics, Ivalice raids. This one, probably with this bard, I will work on getting into the Nier raid. Once I get there and see what that one's like. There's a number of just like 8-man single boss fight things, not like the super hard versions, but just like they call them the normal, not Alliance raids, the 24-person ones, just 8-man raids, normal. And those deal a lot with other Final Fantasies. Like there's one that I've been reading on that deals with has some aspects of Final Fantasy VIII in it. And then there's a whole series of raids, I think 12 of them, that is basically a robot making a training simulation, and it just pulls bosses and everything from every different Final Fantasy.
Oh, dang.
And you just fight. It has like no real reason to exist here. It's like, hey, there's this training against Kefka from Final Fantasy VI.
Right.
Go. So I kind of want to go through some of that stuff as well. There's just a ton of content. It's just fun to go through. And all of that stuff has like a bunch of story around it, because that's what this game does. They don't just put one-off things in with no context. They're like, no, let's put a ton of context for why this is here. Here's the story. Clearly one of their pillars. It's very obvious when playing through it. But no, that's all I've been playing. And then usually at nights when I'm sitting in the queue, every other night is guitar practice.
Nice.
So,
yes. Tell me more of that.
I'm just working through it. My fingers hurt like all hell right now. Yep. I remember this pain. No, I'm not doing a lot. I'm just doing the thing that's basically 20-30 minutes every other day. Right now, to give my fingers time to heal up a little bit between days.
Dude, my wife's fingers were numb for 2 days after playing bass.
I could see it.
Yep. She was like, I'm never doing this again.
But I'm following what Travis said, the Justin guitar thing.
Yeah.
So I started, really, I was like, I remember some stuff, but let's just start from the beginning. So it's just like A chord, D chord. And so it's doing transitions between that. I think today I was at 24 transitions a minute with proper. Cool. So he's like, get to 30. I'm like, okay, I will probably be at 30 in a week.
Nice.
And then from there, I can try I'll get introduced to other chords, I'm sure, again, and get used to that. But it's fun. It's crazy to think that I'm playing guitar again. Why? I don't know. But it's a great way to kill time to practice while waiting in a queue.
Hell yeah, dude. You're rewiring parts of your brain too, learning new shit, so.
Yeah. I'm surprised how much kind of comes back, though, as well. Like, I haven't completely forgot. Like, there's just some instinctual muscle memory of being like, I don't know what chord this is, but my fingers want to go here and hold like this. And I know that this is a chord. It was like B. I could play, like, my fingers just went to B.
Like a bar chord?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know why. I know, I'm not saying I play it well, but I was just like, oh, that was B. I looked at it when it was B in the end.
Cool.
But I was like, weird what your mind remembers on some of those things.
What was the song we played? It was a Goo Goo Dolls song.
Black Balloon.
Thank you. That's it. Is B in that song somewhere?
I don't know.
Black Balloon. That's right.
Black Balloon chords. What is it? Acoustic chords. It does not.
Huh. Interesting.
It has a C, an F, a G, an E, A minor, and D.
That's a lot of chords.
It does have a lot of chords. Learning that a lot of songs don't have that many chords.
I was going to send you and Travis a list of, it was like 1,000 songs that have one chord.
Yeah.
No, like Beatles songs are so, like Paul McCartney's
simple.
like mirror technique. Like D, E, E, D, D, E, E, D.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need super complicated chords and lots of them to make a good sounding song. So
Nope.
It's to play it, and I mean, eventually I'll get to the part where I think I always died, which was getting better at actually strumming the different.
Yeah.
Getting precise on like what strings I'm strumming up and down, whole thing. But I know that comes more with just a lot of practice and time, because you have to get your muscle memory built for that.
Yep.
So it's fun though. I'm enjoying that. I still can't believe I have a guitar, but it's
fucking
here.
Dope guitar too, man.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you have an amp, or you plug it? You don't have an amp?
Yeah, I have an amp. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Was that? She got me that, and just a small Yamaha amp, which is fine.
Yep.
Like, I'm sure I can get something that sounds way better, but it doesn't matter right now. I don't care.
No, it does not.
My ears don't listen to it and go like, that sounds terrible. My ears are like, nope, that's a guitar playing. Cool.
Man, I play my electric guitars acoustic 99% of the time.
Yeah, I do that too some. So
yeah.
So yeah,
Awesome, dude.
that's life right now.
It's a good life.
Yeah,
Just staying away from the Omicron, playing guitar.
pretty much. Easy. I'll just stay in Final Fantasy 14.
Yes, right.
No diseases there.
Exactly. Well, yeah. They haven't introduced any of that plagues, right?
No plagues.
Yeah. I remember WoW had that one time.
They did.
I think it was WoW. Yeah.
It was. And it
We should have
actually,
known.
yeah. I mean, I think that's where they were. There were some studies done that were analyzing how that disease spread in WoW through players and like NPCs, because it kind of mirrored how a pandemic would spread. So, oh wow, you were gone. So bye. Yeah. Well, cool.
Well, thanks for the podcast. Thanks for listening. This is Prof and Dev Play Games, episode 321. Let us know what games you're excited to play in 2022. And by the end of the year, we'll have a pretty killer game of the year list, I'm sure.
I think so.
All right, folks. Rate us on your podcast service of choice, and we will see you next week.
All right. Later, everyone.